Hello everyone, this is SkullcrusherMD bringing you a new skull crushing educational video. Today's topic is the brachial plexus in under 7 minutes. Now that is a difficult task, so we need to get going now. The brachial plexus is just a complex mess of nerves that give motor and sensory innervation to the arm, forearm, and hands. Now I know this looks extremely complex, but I will be able to make it simpler and dumb it down for you. The brachial plexus is derived from the ventral rami of 5 nerves. That's C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. And yes, you heard that right. This is the ventral rami and not the roots. This is actually a misnomer. So this is an axial view of the spinal cord, kind of like when you're looking down from a bird's eye view. And as you can see, this is the spinal cord. This is the dorsal root and the ventral root. They form to join the spinal nerve. The dorsal root ganglion is right here, and they further shoot off to rami. Now, the brachial plexus starts right here at the ventral ramus. So that is why when you call it the roots, it is actually a misnomer because it starts right over here. First, we must learn how to draw the brachial plexus, and it's actually simpler than you think. What you're going to draw is a V, and then a line, and then a line, then a V, and then a V, a line, and a V. And on top of these, you're going to draw 4 more lines. You're going to draw one from here, the top line, all the way to the top of the last V. And then you're going to draw an X in the middle and one line going up joining the right part of the X. Now let's label the diagram. So you're going to have your nerves on the left, C7, C8, and T1. On the right side, you're going to have a special mnemonic. It's pretty silly. It's called MARMU. MARMU. Now these stand for the musculocutaneous, the axillary, the radial, the median, and the ulnar nerves. On the top, you're going to label it R, T, D, C, and B. These letters stand for my favorite mnemonic. It's ready to drink cheap beer. That's ready to drink cheap beer. It stands for the roots, although that is a misnomer, trunks, divisions, cords, and branches. For you viewers out there that are college age and above, please comment in the comment section below and let me know what your favorite cheap beers are. Mine are Rolling Rock, Molson, and Narragansett. Anyways, now we must fill in the diagram further. So we got these roots that become the trunks. We got a superior trunk, the middle trunk, and the inferior trunk. And they further divide into anterior and posterior divisions. The anterior divisions, which are these 3 nerves, shoot out in front, whereas the posterior ones go in the back. And they join to form the cords. There is a lateral cord, a posterior cord, and a medial cord. The cords are labeled by their relation to the axillary artery, which one's right here. The blood is flowing this way. So the posterior cord is behind the axillary artery, the lateral cord is lateral to it, and the medial cord is medial to the axillary artery. Okay, so next we need to fill in the rest of the tiny branches that come off the brachial plexus. The first one is called the long thoracic nerve. And these come off the branches C5, 6, and 7. The long thoracic nerve innervates the serratus anterior muscle, which stabilizes the scapula. If the long thoracic nerve is injured, you get something called a wing scapula, which you can see here. My favorite mnemonic to memorize this nerve is 5, 6, 7, gotta wing your way to heaven. So 5, 6, 7, long thoracic nerve innervates the serratus anterior. Off of C5, you're going to get the dorsal scapular nerve. Sorry, this is a long thoracic nerve. The dorsal scapular nerve innervates your rhomboids and the levator scapula, and that helps to retract and to elevate your scapula. Now, the superior trunk, which is innervated by C5 and C6, shoots off two branches. The first is the suprascapular nerve. The suprascapular nerve innervates the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus of your rotator cuff muscles. And the other one is the nerve to the subclavius, which goes to the subclavius muscle and depresses your clavicle when you raise your arm and stabilizes the clavicle. The divisions do not have any branches. Now, moving on to the cords, you're going to get the lateral pectoral nerve and the medial pectoral nerve. So the lateral pectoral nerve and the medial pectoral nerve together innervates the pec major. The pec minor is only innervated by the medial pectoral nerve. You can memorize this by saying the major, which is bigger, gets innervation from two nerves, while the minor muscle is innervated by one nerve, and since it's minor M, it's the medial pectoral nerve. So the posterior cord has three branches. They are the upper, middle, and lower subscapular nerves. Now, the upper and lower subscapular nerves innervate your subscapularis muscle, which is a part of your rotator cuff. The lower subscapular nerve also innervates the teres major muscle. Now, the middle subscapular nerve, also known as the thoracodorsal nerve, innervates your lat muscles. And lastly, you have two cutaneous nerves off the medial cord. They are the medial brachial cutaneous nerve and the medial antebrachial cutaneous nerve. So since I promised you a video under 7 minutes, I'm going to go over the terminal branches very quickly. The musculocutaneous nerve innervates the muscles that allow us to flex at the elbow. These muscles are the biceps, the brachialis, and the coracobrachialis. The mnemonic is BBC. The musculocutaneous nerve eventually becomes the lateral cutaneous nerve of the forearm. The axillary nerve innervates the deltoid and the teres minor muscle. The radial nerve innervates all of the muscles in your extensor compartment in the upper arm, hand, and forearm. The median and ulnar nerves innervate a bunch of muscles in the hand and forearm, which I will go over in another video. And that is the brachial plexus, folks. Thank you for watching.